Hi, it's Morgan. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, where I'm about to get in drag at sunset above Sunset Boulevard. Amazing. So let me just put in my contacts, glue down my brows, and I'll be right back if I didn't do that already. Oh. Hi. So like I said, I'm here in Los Angeles finally. I'm really enjoying being here again. It feels fun to come back for a second time because I kind of already know the city a little bit. I thought it would be fun and cute to do this get ready with me video with the sun setting behind me on Sunset Boulevard, because we do actually have a great view over the city, but I was struggling a bit with the lighting situation, so we've got this other garden view instead. But here's what the view looks like from the balcony, just so you know. Yeah, we're staying in this great place in Silver Lake. I really like Silver Lake. This is kind of the same area we stayed in last year, but we're actually further up on a hill this time, which means better views, but also walking up a hill, because we don't have a car. Which might sound crazy to some of you, because before I came here, lots of people were telling me, like, you can't go to LA without a car. And I was like, I'm gonna take that as a challenge, thank you. And last year when Larry and I spent 2 months here, it was kind of no problem not having a car. I mean, we weren't in a rush to get a lot of places, so that was kind of easy. We took the bus, we used the shared bikes, we took an Uber occasionally. This time we're a little busier, we have a little more kind of going on, so I can kind of see how a car would be useful, but I just don't want to. Since the last video that came out on this channel where I was in San Francisco, we actually rented a car there and drove back to LA. Our plan was to drive along the coast, but because of the recent storms, a lot of the coastal road was actually closed, so we had to take the boring inland route. And I learned something very valuable on this trip, is that I can drive, I'm a decent driver, but I kind of hate it. So I'm happy not to be driving in the city, to be honest. So I'm just getting ready for what is going to be actually my first performance here in Los Angeles this year. It's an 80s versus Y2K themed show. And when the organizer asked me which era I'd prefer to do, I said 80s because, well, at least I was alive then, so it's not cultural appropriation. No, I think my aesthetic lends itself more to 80s than to Y2K, I don't know. It's been about 2 weeks since I was in drag last time in San Francisco. This is the first time I'm getting in drag here in LA. I had the longest beard I've had in a long time this morning, but she's gone. Okay, usually I do this with a wet sponge, but today I'm doing it with a dry sponge, and I think it's actually giving better coverage. Although those eyebrows, I'm not sure about that. Moving on. So I have a bunch of performances here in LA this time, which is very exciting because last year I didn't really get to perform here. And one thing I really want to do before leaving is host an Icons show here in LA, so an Icons LA edition. Larry and I did actually meet with someone who was interested in maybe doing such a thing, so watch this space. Sometimes when I'm doing this makeup and it's been a while since I last did it, I'm like, how do I do it? Do I need to actually watch one of my own tutorials to be able to do this makeup? Apparently yes, because I missed an important step. I didn't do my highlight in the middle of my forehead. How will anyone recognize me? Blendy, blendy, blend. So what else has been going on since I last was here on YouTube with you? Yeah, when we first got to LA this time, Larry was kind of unexpectedly, maybe not unexpectedly, I don't know. He was very taken with the city again, and he was like, I'm ready to move here. Oh, okay. I wasn't quite ready for that exactly. I mean, we had planned maybe to kind of split our time between Berlin and LA. Seems like he's kind of more sold on LA right now, which is much easier for him to do because he's a US citizen. I am not. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Either way, I intend to be doing shows in Berlin still. Definitely this summer I will be there, no question. When I tell people here in LA that I live in Berlin, they're like, oh my god, that sounds amazing, I'd love to visit Berlin. And talking about it makes me realize all the things that I like and also the things I don't like about it. So like saying that I'll be there in summer, duh, because summer is actually quite beautiful in Berlin. And from what I've heard, it's not so gorgeous here in LA because it's just way too hot and like everything's on fire. I'm interested to see how performing here in LA compares to my experience in Palm Springs, because although I know it is said that Palm Springs is where drag queens go to die. I felt like, I mean, I only performed 3 times, but I felt like at all of those venues, there was a really good crowd who was very interested in, respectful of, and invested in seeing a drag show, which was great. I mean, I've experienced that in Berlin to some extent. I guess the main difference in Palm Springs was there was just more money. All those old gays, you know? I get the impression that perhaps in LA you don't earn as much doing drag, and there's a lot of competition. I mean, but whatever, I'm not doing it only for money. Although, of course, earning money is nice too. This is my job, after all. Full-time clown. Full-time? Honestly, no. I have this little joke that there isn't anything that I want to do 40 hours a week except sleep. And I know that might be very privileged, but that's how I feel. Sue me. Okay, wow, I'm really speeding through this makeup today. I always feel like this eye makeup is what takes me the longest, and then it goes super quickly, so I'm actually doing really good time. Let's see if I can retrospectively do some highlight. Maybe that's a good thing, because now I can like separate this unibrow of blue that's going on. Okay, using fingers for blending can be great, but I'm running out of clean ones. It's fine, I'll fix it after I've powdered. Okay, eyes are done. Oh, I think this eye makeup is kind of a sleigh. Hello? Hello? Who is she? What else? Oh, I've been enjoying thrift shopping here in LA. There are a lot of fun things to find, especially Goodwill. Goodwill is great and really cheap most of the time. Tonight I'm actually going to be wearing a brand new outfit. Everything. Shoes, gloves, dress, accessories, it's all new, which basically Larry helped me find. In fact, he found all of it. He is really a much better stylist than I am. I'm still kind of stuck on these 2 foundations that I've got. These CoverGirl, this kind of yellower one and my original pinker one. And I just want to like put them next to each other and see if it's really unhinged to be using that yellow one. Is that too wild? Hello? Well, I'm gonna mix them together, so. Although usually I use more of the yellower one and less of the pink one, and now I've done an equal amount, so I might have one yellow half in the face and one pink half. Oh well. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I'm getting faster at makeup. I mean, I am doing it more and more often, but somehow it surprises me every time when I expect it to take 3 hours and it actually only takes an hour and a half. Hi, don't mind me. In Palm Springs, in all the shows I did, there were no drag kings, which I guess didn't really surprise me, unfortunately. Though I did meet one drag king who was working at the bar where there was a show, and he often does like a karaoke night, I guess. Tonight there is a drag king in the show that I'm performing at. I think he's kind of new to LA. I'm looking forward to meet him. And the more I look online, the more a kind of drag king or masculine drag led events I see here in LA, which is great to see. I would love to see a bit more kind of mixing of drag queens and kings and things. I think that's one thing maybe that Berlin has a bit of an edge on LA with, that it's a bit more inclusive perhaps? Or maybe just that the scene in Berlin is much smaller and so everyone knows each other. Whereas here in LA, if you throw a stone, you'll hit 10 drag queens and maybe 1 or 2 kings. Anyway, that's not a read on anyone, but it's something that I am conscious of, and when I do a show here myself, I would like to kind of bring the 2 worlds together a bit more. Oh, hi there. We're back. We have a nose, we have some contour. Goodness. Let's do some powder contour. I actually got this recently. It's e.l.f. I've been wanting it for a while, but I don't know, it was just too cheap to buy it, because I've been using eyeshadow to contour with. But this is quite nice, I guess. Also decided I'm going to use a really small brush. I don't know why. I've tried this new thing with my cheek contour, you might have noticed. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but you know, experimenting. I'm gonna do an orange blush today, and you can't stop me. Honestly, I think this makeup is a big slay, if I do say so myself. Tonight I'm actually going to, I think, take the bus to the gig that I'm performing at, because I don't know, I just don't want to spend the money on taking an Uber both ways. I'll take an Uber home. So I don't know, let me know down in the comments if you would find that interesting to like come along for the journey with me to an event. on the bus in LA, which apparently no one uses. Not true. Okay, so as usual, I'm gonna go get dressed, finish my lips, put on my lashes, my hair, etc. And I'll be back with the final result in just a moment. Oh, I didn't see you there. So here I am with the final look. I know, I look incredible, hold your applause. So I'm off to do my first gig here in Los Angeles at Redline in downtown LA. I'm very excited. Thanks so much for taking the time to sit with me and listen to me talk nonsense while I put makeup on. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment perhaps, share it with someone who might find it interesting, educational, or inspirational. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. There are new videos every week. I can't wait to sit down and create more nonsense for you. I mean content. You can also follow me over on Instagram at morganwoodcallisto, MorganWoodcallisto. And if you'd like to get email updates once a month about what I'm doing in the real world, you can subscribe to my newsletter at the link below in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Hey, miss. Nice boots.